House on the Corner.
Welcome back, Old House guests. This week we have not been extremely busy. It's been kind of a slow week. There was a bit of a snowstorm over 3 days. We didn't get out. We didn't do much of anything other than schoolwork and housework and that kind of normal stuff. So I was thinking what we could share with you for the vlog this week. And I came up with, I talked a little bit about homeschool curriculum before. Most of you know we do homeschool. And we started years ago when Brianna was 4. And we weren't sure. We had many reasons why we wanted to homeschool. One of the most important ones was we wanted our kids to get a solid foundation on their worldview before they went to school or out into life. Our basic thought when we started was that we would homeschool elementary school and then they would go to school. When Brianna got to junior high, she really did not want to go to school. She preferred to stay home and continue homeschooling. So we did. And as times have changed since Brianna's choice in 7th grade, it just became apparent to us that God wanted us to continue homeschooling all of them through high school. So that is what we have chosen to do. And one of the main reasons, like I said, was we wanted our kids to get a good biblical worldview foundation, a scriptural worldview. So choosing what to use for that was very important and always has been very important to us. I had more time to research that kind of thing than Dale because he was working and I was home. So I usually was the one that picked the curriculum that we would use, but he of course had input. When they started, when they were really young, and reading was always important to us from the time they were little, itty bitties. So I always was reading to the kids. And this one-year Bible storybook was the first Bible storybook we had that we read with them, and it is still my favorite. I believe it's still in print. You can get it. It just has like every single Bible story. It's just very scripturally accurate. It's written so that kids enjoy it and learn from it, and it goes through the whole year. We probably read it from the first time Bree and I read it together with just the two of us till the last time we read it when Brendan was young. We probably went through it at least 10 times, if not more. So this is an excellent book. We did use this for many, many years, and it's one it's getting beat up, but it's one I'll never get rid of. So that was very important. The other thing we used when they were very young was Keys for Kids. You can get those on the Keys for Kids website. They are daily scripture, daily devotional reading that applies to different situations that kids will face, that will see it, and it always points back to scripture for answers. So that is an excellent daily devotional to do with little kids. They also have a teen version of it unlocked that we still use every day together with the older kids. So we read these every day together, scripture, and then the reading, and then questions after to discuss and think about what we've done. Another thing we used, and I just grabbed one of the books, we had this book by Charles Swindoll, Pawpaw Chuck's Big Ideas in the Bible. We read this a few times through. Again, great biblical foundation. We also used Danae Dobson's Wolf books on the dog Wolf, and they were great. The kids loved that. I just didn't dig that book out of the box that we have it in now because the kids are older and I don't have room on all the bookshelves for all the books we have. So those were a couple basics. As the kids got older, I started searching around for some practical books that we could use to help them to see the world in view in light of God and scripture, and to read about some heroes of the faith. So these books were recommended. Hero Tales, it comes in 4 volumes, and it goes through numerous different what I would call heroes of the faith. So there's Gladys Allward, William Booth, John Bunyan, Amy Carmichael, Elizabeth Elliot, Jonathan Goforth, John Newton, George Mueller, just about every hero of the faith that you could think of. It gives an overview of them, and then a few stories about their life with questions and thoughts and discussion that you can have, which these were great. We went through all 4 volumes of them. They are sometimes hard to find. The first couple were easy to find. The last couple were very difficult to find and were a little more expensive when I did read them. I believe we've read them all through twice total, so we've gone through all 4 volumes twice with the kids. I loved them. Every time I felt like I was learning something new, like that I had missed the time before. But these are excellent examples. I think something important about faith is to remember we are not in this alone, and it wasn't just the people from the Bible long ago that we have as examples. We have more modern day examples, even though some of these are quite a bit old now. But they can help us to learn and grow and be examples to us, as we are then hopefully examples to future generations. So these I would highly recommend for all ages. You know, we read them. Brianna was probably, when we first started, that's why we read them through twice. She was the only one that was getting all the concepts. So even though the other ones were quite a bit younger, they were still listening. And then as they got older, we read them again and went through them again. And the next set of books that we started using for Bible curriculum type things on a daily basis were the What We Believe series, Biblical Worldview of God and Truth, and Biblical Worldview of Self-Image, Biblical Worldview of Servanthood, and lastly, Biblical Worldview of Stewardship. So we went through all of these. We're still on the stewardship one. We'll finish that in the next couple months. But we started these a few years ago, taking our time to go through and read just this little section every day and really dig into what it means, answer the questions, think about it. For me, and I assumed always my kids were similar to this, I can only take in so much at once without my mind just being overwhelmed, and then I just can't learn any of it. So I tend to do things in short snippets so no one gets overwhelmed. So this has taken us a number of years, more than 4 years. We did not go through any of these books fully in 1 year. So this is probably our 6th year that we are on these, and we continue our daily Bible curriculum and stuff all summer. So, I mean, there's days we miss in the summer, but we try to do it some in the summer too, because doing devotions together, they do their own because they're older now, but doing devotions together and Bible together is just something as a family we have chosen to do all year, not just during the school year. So, because we do not homeschool year round. So these probably will have taken us 6 years to get through, at least 5, if not 6, to get all the way through. But they're very good books. They give a very good foundation. They're set up so that you can use them with multiple ages. You could have elementary school, middle school, and high school all doing them together. Just really, really good. And I believe I got these either the Apologia website or Christian Book Distributors. Not sure. And what we are doing now, what I got this year, that was new curriculum for Bible. Last year we did a logic curriculum from Master Books, and that was excellent curriculum and really a lot of good ways to debate and think logically and share your convictions in a way that helps you and helps other people understand what you're saying. So we followed it up this year with Apologetics in Action by Master Books. And this will take us more than a year. We aren't anywhere. I wasn't even trying to stay on the timed out lesson plans. We just go at our own pace for a lot of things. Whether it's faster or slower, just depends. But there are 4 companion books that go with this, along with the teacher guide. And the first, Demolishing Supposed Bible Contradictions, Volume 1 and 2. And then How Do We Know the Bible is True, Volumes 1 and 2. So we've done the way that it goes. You start off with Demolishing Supposed Bible Contradictions, Volume 1, to How Do We Know the Bible is True, Volume 1, and that's the one we are on. So we've been doing this since September, and we are on, only the second marking period. So we're only in the second 9 weeks, even though we're, 24 weeks into the school year. So, we just take our time. Again, there's a lot of meat in these books and a lot to think about. and my brain can't comprehend it all, so I assume my kids' brains aren't comprehending it all. So better to go slow and take our time and really think about it than rush through. So that's what we're doing this year, and hopefully we'll finish it by next year when Megan graduates, and then I'll have to figure out what to do with Brendan for his last 2 years. But those are just some of the Bible curriculum resources we've chosen that help give our kids a good foundation and biblical worldview in how to defend, not just have a faith, but understand their faith and be able to defend their faith, so that when they are out in the real world and things come at them that just are not truth, they will know the truth, know how to defend the truth, and know how to share that truth with others. So that's been one of our main goals in homeschooling, is to get to that point with them. And while we have definitely not perfected it and definitely not probably done as good as we could have, I believe that God will honor our attempt to do that, and also pick up the slack where we didn't quite make it, which he always seems to do. So those are just some suggestions. If you have any great Bible curriculum or anything like that, books that you love that help share that, feel free to share down below. And if you need any more information about any of these books, we'd be happy to share that with you as well. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for watching.